Okay, let's talk about the settlement calculator. You plug in the medical expenses, the future medical expenses, the property damage, your lost income, your pain and suffering, which is a multiplier. So it's very objective. You decide how much that is. If you're in a lot of pain, you put more. If you're in a little bit of pain, you put less. And then you look at the degree of fault. And some people go, I don't have any fault. The problem is sometimes juries and judges think there's some partial fault there. So you have to be more objective about that. The settlement calculator doesn't really take into account some really important things. The actual injuries themselves, all you have is the amount of the medical bills. Some injuries are worth more than others. If you have a broken hand versus a sprained hand, it's different. If you have a traumatic brain injury, which is worth a lot, versus a smaller concussion, things like that, it doesn't really take into account. It doesn't take into account the percentage of fault. Who was at fault and who wasn't. Doesn't take into account prior injuries. Insurance companies and juries, they reduce, if you've already had problems with your back and you have some additional problems with your back, then they try to ferret out what should be given on those. Then there's the credibility of you. Sometimes it can be a benefit and sometimes it can be a detriment depending on the jury. Some people like you, some people don't like you. Some people think they're sympathetic to you, and then some people are just not very likable to a jury. They come across as whiny or not credible, or maybe just a little bit dishonest when the jury doesn't believe what you're telling them. Because a lot of the story comes from you. How much pain have you been in? How much aggravation this has caused? And if you're an honest person, it's pretty easy. If you exaggerate a little bit, juries don't like it. How big is the insurance policy matters. You could be severely hurt and there's only $25,000 coverage or something that's very limited. Insurance companies, they look at their viewpoint and the jury's viewpoint is different. Somebody that comes from a lot of money, $1 million isn't much. Somebody that on the jury that has just a regular job, maybe $50,000, they think they're really doing you a favor. It varies that way. There's the credibility of the witnesses as well, the experts, people that are coming to testify on your behalf or against you. What is the credibility of those people? And then obviously there has to be the quality of the lawyer, right? Is he likable or she likable? Sometimes they're abrasive or argumentative or mean and aggressive, and juries don't like that. You have to present well, but be forceful yet kind. It's a knack, and hopefully you have a good attorney that can do that and get you a big number. You talk to an injury attorney, a good one that you can trust and know that they're on your side and going to benefit you. Those are things to consider on this injury calculator.